It has been 2 weeks since we checked on the bees in this box. This is the transition I'm trying to make from a Layens frame of brood to develop a colony to go into a Langstroth box. If you want to see the background of what's going on here, then I will put a link right here and you can check that out. 2 weeks ago, this hive had queen cells. And so now we're going to check to see if they have developed a queen. Now, watching the traffic at the entrance, I am not seeing any bees bringing in pollen, which could be a bad sign. Some look at pollen and say, well, if you see pollen, that means that they have a laying queen. That's not always true. Sometimes bees just find a good pollen source and instinctually collect that and bring it back to the hive. If they don't have a laying queen, then they don't have a specific need for pollen because they use it to feed larvae. So the fact that they're not bringing it in tells me that they may not have larvae to feed, which may mean they don't have a queen. So let's open it up and see what we find. So they seem to have a pretty good population of bees, and after the last check, I took some of the new frames that just had foundation out of this and put in some frames that had been built out. So they had no need to build out comb. They can just fill it with nectar or pollen as needed. Or if they get a laying queen, she has a place to immediately start laying besides the Layens frame that we put in. So let's pull some of these frames and see what we've got. Now, one thing that may be a good sign is that these bees are actually pretty quiet. A colony that does not have a queen is typically louder. They are more unsettled, and so there's more of a roar going on. Tell you what, this first frame is heavy, but it's mostly nectar on here. We'll see what we have in this Layens frame. It should be out of brood now, unless the queen has started laying on it. And so I may just pull it out. Yeah, it's pretty heavy too. They're storing stuff up on it. They're storing up nectar and some more pollen, but I am not seeing any brood on here. Actually, check that. I see one cell of capped brood. Either that's an old one that's about to emerge, or at this point probably a failed pupa. I'm going to give it a pretty good look just to make sure I don't see a queen, but there being no brood on this frame, even if there is one, she's not likely to be here. But yeah, this is almost all nectar on this other side. Now, the queen cell I had seen before is open, so we did have a queen emerge, so I'll still keep my eyes open for her. If nothing else, they're at least doing a great job of storing up nectar, because they've got this frame almost full. Still seeing no evidence of a queen in there. And this frame, at least on this side towards me, is almost all nectar. This side is some nectar, not nearly as much. Yeah, all they're doing in here is storing up some nectar. Do not see any evidence of a queen whatsoever. And this final frame has pretty much nothing. Yeah, yeah, storing a little nectar there as well, which kind of surprises me. They're not consolidating it. They're kind of spreading it across all the frames. It appears that they have failed to make a queen, but that hasn't affected their productivity in terms of storing up nectar. I'm going to make one more pass here, just in case I missed her. It's possible that they have a queen. It's been 2 weeks since I saw the queen cells, and so it's possible that she just hasn't started laying yet. But at this point, if she did start laying, I think she would be fairly honey bound in here, meaning they've got these cells so filled with honey, there's not really much space for a queen to lay. If they have a queen, she's going to be moving pretty fast probably. If she's not mated, a virgin queen tends to move really fast, almost sprinting around on the frame. I see a bunch of bees running around. I'm not seeing a queen. Looking in some of these lower cells on here, they have not filled them with nectar, but I'm not seeing any eggs in them. So it appears that our little experiment to start a colony with a bare minimum of bees and a frame of brood didn't go so well this time. Oh, look at them. They are doing some engineering down below there. Got some festooning going on there, hanging down on the bottom of the frame. And if we have a queen, it's possible she's hiding down in there. Since this hive doesn't show any signs of a queen, I have a couple options. I could either let them go another week or two and see if it's just possible that there is a virgin queen that I didn't notice, or maybe she was just mated. I didn't see her. Either way, or it's just going to take a little longer for her to get mated and start laying. The other possibility is that they have failed to make a queen. Really, all that was done here was effectively a 2-frame split, which I have done before. The big difference here is that this was done with a very small number of bees to start with. They have a pretty good population now. They tried to make a queen. We saw that they made a queen cell. I saw that the queen cell had been opened, but they don't appear to have successfully made that queen. And there's absolutely no evidence of her, and I did not see her. So I could wait. But because I just caught a swarm a couple days ago, I have that swarm in a Layens swarm trap right now. If I'm going to use them to populate the Langstroth hive, then I should probably act fast before they have done a lot as far as building out and laying brood in that Layens swarm trap. So I think what I'm going to do is go with that plan B and kind of terminate our little experiment here and move those bees into the Langstroth box, and then I will shake these bees out in front of that box. And as I do, I will continue watching for a queen. If they do have a queen, I would hate to end up losing one of those queens. So if I do see a queen, I will try to catch her and possibly use her to make a split. So that's going to be my plan, so let's do it. Okay, so we got new frames here. I'm going to checkerboard these with those frames that are built out. We'll get our other bees and we'll shake them out in here. First I'll add one frame. It gives us one old frame on there to hopefully when I shake the swarm out in here, they won't immediately decide to leave. Okay, so I've got my swarm trap here, and after I move these frames over, I'll put the box back where it was hanging, and then tonight pick up any forager bees, bring them back over here. But this will get the bulk of the bees moved over. Go. we'll see if they'll start marching in. Keeping an eye open for my queen here. Oh, there she is. Is it her? Yep, that's her. All right, got her. All right, back in there, Queenie. Now, with her right there, we should be able to get these bees to march in. You know, while they do that, I can put this box back up here. Then I'll move that again when I shake these bees and put those frames in that Langstroth box. Well, I see some bees fanning down there. All right, so I put one frame back into that Layens box and hung it back where it was originally. So the foragers that were left behind will go in there and we'll pick them up tonight and move them over here. I do wish these bees would get in a little bit more of a hurry about getting inside of there with their queen. Encourage them with a little smoke. Yeah, they don't even seem to know where they're going. All right, now we're getting them to run. Everybody in. Get in there. So we got them inside. Now we'll shake out these other bees and add these frames. And they're flowing right in there. A little bit of fussing going on at the front, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Usually if the bees go in through the front entrance, they don't have too hard of a time. Oh. I said I was going to be keeping a sharp eye out for a queen, and I have not. Let me take a quick look here. Have not seen any. And that's all the frames. So now I'll just let this queen go in here. Where'd you go? There she is on my finger. Oh no, don't fly away. She gonna come back? I hope she comes back. Let's close these guys in and see if they'll call her home. Well, I saw my queen fly away, but none of the bees followed. And I don't have much experience with this, but it's my understanding that often when a queen does that, she'll come right back to where she came from. I left the queen clip up on top here. It has her queen pheromone. I'm kind of watching to see if I see her return back to the hive. The bees are fanning here, and I'm not seeing any clusters of bees in the vicinity, like on the fence or a tree or anything, so I don't know. I think it's good at least that the rest of the bees haven't taken off. I may just have to kind of let them be, and no pun intended, and check back here in a few days and see if my queen has returned. Sometimes you get to watch some good stuff, sometimes you get to watch a comedy of errors. For the most part, this didn't turn out too bad. It seems like the bees, as I dumped them out, there was a little bit bumping around in the front, but for the most part, they were able to all go in okay. Have a few bees hanging out in the swarm trap, just gonna set that there and hopefully they'll migrate over. Have the swarm trap that I got this swarm in, got it put back over where it was to pick up any foragers that come back today, and I'll bring it over tonight, open the box and let them walk in. Hopefully my queen will come back or has come back and I just missed her. Feel kind of dumb for letting her get away like that, but not sure exactly what I could have done different, except maybe just left her in that queen catcher for a little bit longer. But oh well, that's the stuff that happens sometimes, I guess. We'll see how it goes, and I will let you know how things come out. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.